Hello everyone. I'm back after some time. After now it's already 3 weeks today, exactly 3 weeks since I finished my trip, and now I will make a concluding video about this trip that I made, this expedition. In the meanwhile, I was doing my chores back home because no one is in the house, so I needed to clean the house a little bit, to mow the lawn, to arrange a little bit outside, to prepare woods for the winter. So I was busy with some things outside, so I could let my impressions to settle down a little bit and to divert my thoughts a little bit from the trip. I made a resume of the numbers, at least that I made in the trip. So now I will say something and bring out the numbers of the trip. I started my trip on the 19th July, and I came back on 24th October. I ended it on 24th October. So it took me 98 days to finish this circle that I made. In this 98 days, I ran a distance of 4,260 kilometers. Beside that, I was driving with the train also, mostly through Germany and one part on Corsica Island. In total, something about 750 kilometers I made with the train. Beside that, I also took the ferry boat from Marseille in France to Corsica, and from Corsica to Italy, to Livorno, and this trip was long, something about 470-80 kilometers. So in total, the length of my trip was about 5,500 kilometers. Now going back to this part that I ran, from these 4,260 kilometers that I ran them, so like I said, in 98 days. In those 98 days, I also made the breaks for 14 days. So for 14 days, I haven't ran at all. In total, I ran active days. I had 84 days. In these 98 days, the average of the distance that I ran per day was 43.3 kilometers per day, if I take 98 days. And if I take just those active days which I ran, then the average per day goes on 50.6 kilometers per day. This length of 4,260 kilometers is the equivalent of exactly 100 marathons and one half marathon. So 100 marathons plus one half marathon, the length of this trip that I made, of my trip. So yeah, these are the numbers of the trip, and my experience and my new impressions that I had. I had a nice experience and nice times and nice events that I had, but I cannot say that I learned, that I saw something specially big, specially new. I just deepened my acknowledgement that I had by now. So the things that I already knew, I just made it a little bit deeper. I learned to appreciate the small things more. I knew it before, but now I learned it to appreciate more. For example, like I said, well, if when I was thirsty and I didn't had in that moment the pipe by me somewhere in the near, I learned what it means just to have a tap, open the tap, and running water is there. Or what it means to have a table to sit and eat when I was hungry, when I was somewhere on the road, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and I didn't have any place to sit or to eat properly. But I also learned to appreciate those things when I didn't have them, and enjoy in the moments when I couldn't have those things that people are used to mostly nowadays. So I learned to appreciate them and also to enjoy when I don't have them. That was the big part, and the what was the main point of my journey, to extend my own limits, my physical limits, my mental limits. I achieved that for sure. I pushed more than I could use I could before. So that part was also, I achieved that part, and also the part of gratefulness that I was running for the people, yeah, from for the people which I have in my life. The gratefulness part, I achieved it also, fulfill it. So the journey was successful, and I learned, like I said, I learned to appreciate things that I already maybe knew, probably, but I learned to appreciate them more and be grateful more. We all, Leah, my goal was to make something to make myself better a bit more than I was the day before, and something that my future me will be grateful to my present me, so to speak. Um, like like Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. We all want to change the world, but the point is we need to start with ourselves, because every change small starts with the small things, the things that we can do by home. I know one anecdote when guy was complaining about the things that making him that are which are preventing him for achieve more success, to be better. And he made a list. He wrote, my car has blame, my neighbor because he doesn't understand me, my family doesn't support me, the economy is bad, the state, the politics is not right. And he made a list with all the things that he thought he prevent him from being better, from being more successful, from being more satisfied in life. And then he gave that list to his mentor, to his teacher. And the teacher took the list, he read it, and very calmly he said, yeah, the list is okay, everything is right, but there is just one thing that miss on this list. And he looked at him and then asked, okay, what is the thing that is missing on the list? And then the mentor said, you are not on the list. So yeah, this is the good example that we need to start with ourselves. Make small things to improve yourself, to achieve some goal that you want, change some habit that you don't like by yourself, go for some talent that you want to do, for some skill that you want to make. Small things. That's how the whole thing starts. If each person would do that, imagine how the world would be, huh? So yeah, that's my goal. And with this trip I did it. But this trip is just a small part, just one stage of the life trip, and life trip never ends, so it goes on. Now I will take a break from the social networks, from YouTube channel, at least for now. So this is the concluding video of my journey and of this part. So I want to say thank you one more time to everyone who supported me, who were the people who were following me and helped me on any way through this trip, through this expedition. And yeah, see you soon. Wish you all the best.